In divorce, it can feel like everything's lost. Like everything in the world is over. That you messed up beyond belief and there's nowhere to go. I'm here to tell you today that's farther from the truth than you could ever imagine. And if you keep on listening, I'll share why. See, our story is what we really lost. Our story is everything. It's the most powerful thing. It's our why. It's what drives us. It's what gives us pride. It's what is life. See, the story that you tell yourself is what gives you value. When divorce happens, it can feel like your value's been ripped away. It can feel like everything you worked so hard for no longer matters. You have no control. And some of that's true. When divorce hits, you don't have control. It turns from a loving relationship into a legal relationship overnight. And what turned into what you thought was vows, words said in front of family, friends, and loved ones, it turns them into a legal battle, a contract that you didn't realize you signed. Well, that's all here and there. It's pretty horrible in itself. But if you understand this one concept, it will change everything. It will change your perspective and the lens that you see the world and how you interact with it. It'll get you back on your feet. It will put that pop in your step again. And it'll help you realize how divorce was the greatest gift you ever had. See, there's very few things in life that we truly own. We don't own the house. We don't own the car. We certainly did not own our ex, or soon to be ex. See, all that stuff is decided in a legal battle, in court. And hopefully, you're in a place where it doesn't have to get nasty, where it doesn't have to get unfortunate. But if it does, I'm here to tell you, this too shall pass. It's only a moment of time. And the light on the other side is a good, beautiful light. You will be happy and you'll be stronger when you get there. See, we don't own those things that we think we lost in life. They actually end up owning us. And there's very few things that we truly own. We own our word. It's our bond. You may have heard that growing up. We own our fingerprint. Apparently the most unique thing that we have, and the thing that singly identifies us and makes us different than other people. And very similar to our fingerprint is our genetic fingerprint, or our DNA. Those are things that we own. There's one more thing on that list that we often don't talk about, and that's our story. See, our story, it guides us. It shapes us. It's what we tell others. It's the thing that we hold quietly to ourselves. It's our drive. Many could say it's our why. And when divorce hits, all of that's shaken. Our story seems like it was never true. And on some level, that's the case. But on a majority part, you're absolutely wrong. See, you are the same man you once were. You never forgot who that was. You just don't remember in the moment. But you can, and you will. I want to share something that's really powerful for you. I want to tell you about why your story is so impactful. See, your thoughts, they're actually more powerful than we realize. It's because our story are our thoughts. And our thoughts, they lead to our actions. Have you ever told yourself, hey, I can't run, and then you go to try and you don't last for more than a minute when you're trying to get back into it? That's the power of your thoughts. If you'd said something like, I don't quit, you'd be amazed how far you can go. So your thoughts are power, and they have power over your actions. And your actions, they refine your reality. We just kind of covered that in the running example. If you start running, you're going to feel that pain if you haven't ran in a while. And you're going to tell yourself you can't do this, that you're out of breath. Your brain is actually in a position to stay alive. So it's going to tell you that you can't do this. And here's the unfortunate thing. You're going to believe it. And that's when your actions come through. It's when your thoughts turn into actions. Once you start believing that, it's all downhill from there. So if you can control your thoughts, you can have power over your actions. And our actions shape our reality. See, if you act like you're a runner, then you will run. If you have your thoughts shaped behind it, then you will run. You may not be the fastest runner today. You may not be as fast as you once were, but you can run. I guarantee you that. And so if our actions become our reality defines our beliefs. And what this all comes down to is the stories that we tell ourselves. You know, Alex Hormozy talks about this, about how the stories we tell ourselves are often the most important ones. And I couldn't agree more. Remember the first time that I heard that in my journey, it completely shaped my world differently. I realized how the things that I was telling myself in life were true and also not true. It's quite amazing, the stories that we tell ourselves. An interaction at work and how we feel embarrassed can actually be a funny situation that no one took in an insulting way. Maybe the first time you spoke in front of a crowd about something you were passionate about was something that you were hard on yourself for, only to come find out that the story you were telling yourself was absolutely wrong. And people actually thought you were funny. So be mindful of the stories that you tell yourself. Think about it this coming week. Think about what's in your mind, what crosses your imagination, and the story you tell yourself about all that. Think about all of it. This can impact the way you drive. You know, someone cutting you off to get an exit, maybe they had an emergency. Maybe this can impact the way you look at the work situation. Was that person being judgmental? Was that person trying to insult you? Or were they just new and didn't understand the dynamics? It's always good to be inquisitive. But what I suggest, if you're telling yourself a story, ask yourself if the opposite is true. If you can't decide if one of the realities or the stories you're telling is true, then it's best to give the benefit of the doubt. It's best to give the space that says, that could be true, or that could not be true. It's best to just let it go. So the stories we tell ourselves are often the most powerful ones. And I want to encourage you, if you're going through divorce, to be careful of the story you're telling yourself. You know, the love that you guys had in a relationship, it happened. But in divorce, you can come to question, was it actually real? Was it even true? Well, I can guarantee you it was true. It's just that maybe you grew apart. Maybe you didn't have the tools to navigate the space the way that you wanted to show up and that she needed. Maybe she didn't have the tools to navigate the space that you needed. Maybe you both did. And here's the great gift of divorce, you can call it. The gift of divorce is it breaks you down and puts you in a spot where you can finally learn those tools. You can learn those tools by going to therapy, by reading countless books, by getting into yoga, meditation, or whatever it may be. You can do it by jumping on YouTube and listening to videos like this. But question your reality. Question the stories that you tell yourself. And always give opportunity to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to fail. As long as you're learning along the way, that's what's important. It's the growth mindset. That is where the power is. So if you feel like you've lost everything in divorce, I'm here to tell you that's not true at all. If it feels like you're never loved again or be loved again, that's also not true. There are 9 billion people in this world, and you guys were only 2 of it. If you've lost one, you can find another one again. What I do suggest before you go find that one is get to know yourself better first. It will help you in ways you can never imagine. It will help you understand how you need love and how you give love. And in that, you can learn how to show up for yourself and your next partner even better. But for now, focus on you. Get yourself right. Listen to your story. Understand its power, and then move forward.